Hi, this is Jodi. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to make this card using our new Watercolor Wonder Designer Series paper. I think it makes a great wedding card. Let's go ahead and get started. The base is 5.5 inches by 8.5. And I'll use the bone folder to give it a good crisp fold. The next layer is smoky slate, and this is 4 inches by 5.25. And then the designer paper is cut down 1/4 of an inch more. So this one is 5 by 3 3/4. I'm going to stick these two layers together first and then attach the ribbons. So I'll just put the designer paper on top of the smoky slate. And then what I'm going to do is just, this is pretty random as far as location, just put a little tiny bit of adhesive right there to tack down this crisp cantaloupe ruffled ribbon. This is elastic ribbon too, so if you haven't played with that, it's very fun with that elastic. So I'm just tacking it down there, and then what I'm going to do is wrap it around the back. Just flip it over, and then I'll put some adhesive here and pull that and tack it down. And then the same thing over on this side. And I can adjust that. We'll look on the front and make sure it's straight. Looks pretty good. If you needed to, you could just peel that off gently and adjust to make sure it's straight this way. The next thing I'm going to do is add some of our silver 1/8 inch ribbon. And I'll do the same thing, just cut it a little bit longer than I need it so that there's room to tack it on the back side. Now what I'm going to do with this is just set it right on top so that it layers right on top of the ruffle, actually over some of that ribbon. So I'll do the same thing, just flip it over. And then this adhesive I'm going to try to get just a little bit right on the ribbon, on the cantaloupe ribbon, so that I can tack it down like that. And same thing over here, get some right on that ribbon and tack it down right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just put my adhesive like normal on this layer and attach it to the Whisper White card base. So this is the basic part of the card, and then what we're going to do next is the focal point. This is a piece of Whisper White. It's 1 inch by 4.25 inches, and I'm going to use the Congratulations out of the Sassy Salutations stamp set with some of our silver Encore ink. This ink pad is very spongy, so I'm just going to tap it gently across to ink it up. Just make sure you look that way, that it looks like it's all inked. And then we'll go ahead and stamp it. I am going to stamp a little bit to the right, so it'll be off-centered by just a little bit. So I want to push it down firmly so you can see the congratulations on there. And hopefully you can see that glimmer on there with the metallic ink. It adds a lot of shimmer to the card. Okay, now before I place this on the card, when I originally designed this card, I cut a rectangle like this and set it on the card right here. And I liked it. I knew I wanted to keep this part small because I didn't want to overlap the beautiful designer paper. I wanted to make sure you saw that. But I also felt like it needed just a little more of a decorative edge than this squared off rectangle. So I took the decorative label punch, and what I'm going to do is just slide this piece in here and lift up here. So normally you would just have your cardstock go all the way through, you'd punch it out and get that particular shape. I'm going to pull the edge up over here so it's only going to punch on the left. So I'm just going to line it up, just get it out just a little bit more. Line it up here so that will cut just on that edge and give me that nice decorative look. So it just adds a little bit rather than that squared off image or layer there. So I'll add this to the card right above the ribbon. And then the last thing is just to add one of our basic pearls, or excuse me, rhinestones. And I'll do that right over here on the edge, just like that. So again, a beautiful wedding card. Take advantage of the gorgeous patterns on the designer papers. The Watercolor Wonder has some really beautiful patterns that basically you can just add a greeting and be ready to go. Thanks so much for watching. For daily creative inspiration, visit my blog or find me on Facebook at Jodi Reinert Stamps.